Lesson 4 is on Egypt's three kingdoms. Egyptian history is divided into three historical periods called the Old Kingdom, the Middle Kingdom, and the New Kingdom, with intermediary periods in between. So today, after planners and announcements and finishing up past notes, what we did is we read about each of the three kingdoms and then wrote summaries about each kingdom on these little pyramid-shaped papers. Then we did some hieroglyphics notes and we watched a TED-Ed video, a short TED-Ed clip about the Pharaoh Hatshepsut, who was Egypt's female pharaoh. And with any time left, we watched the CNN 10. The I Can statement today was I can summarize major things from each of Egypt's three historical periods. So we read about the Old Kingdom. Some of the major ideas of the Old Kingdom were King Menes united Upper and Lower Egypt and kind of got the history going. It's the first dynasty. The religion got started. People were making papyrus paper. They were writing in hieroglyphics. And, of course, the pyramids were built during this time. The pyramids and the Sphinx. They're super old. They were built way back in the Old Kingdom period of Egyptian history. Life in the Middle Kingdom. The Middle Kingdom was kind of a prosperous time of increased trade and wealth in Egyptian society. But of course, each of these periods ends with kind of everything falling apart. And then there's an intermediary period, and then the New Age begins. So at the end of the Old Kingdom, everything fell apart. It got put back together for the Middle Kingdom, and that fell apart. And then at the beginning of the New Kingdom, the 18th dynasty Pharaoh Ahmose defeated the Hyksos and kicked them out of Egypt, and Egypt was ruled by Egyptians again, and we have the New Kingdom, a golden age. So pharaohs were super powerful during this time. It's a golden age. Egypt was super rich and prosperous, and all the pharaohs' names you know were probably New Kingdom pharaohs, such as Akhenaten, who changed the religion, and then his son, Pharaoh Tutankhamun, or King Tut, who changed the religion back and then died young and was buried in a glorious tomb that wasn't discovered until 1922, with most of its treasures intact. Also Pharaoh Ramses, who built so many temples and lived to be super old, even by today's standards, but crazily old for back then, was also a New Kingdom pharaoh. So most of what you probably know about ancient Egypt is going to be either Old Kingdom or New Kingdom. King Tut, Pharaoh Ramses, Hatshepsut, the woman pharaoh, that's all New Kingdom. Pyramids, Sphinx, hieroglyphics, the religion, papyrus, that all started in Old Kingdom. And you think, oh, Egyptian history, it's all kind of the same. It's one long, continuous history. You might think, oh, King Tut, he built the pyramids. No, the pyramids were actually 1,200 years old when King Tut was alive and ruling Egypt. So they were over 1,000 years old. They're that old. They were ancient history even in his day. So that's a little bit about each of Egypt's three historical periods.